It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning on a Wednesday morning. Hope you're having a good week so far. Let's start with some news, Sarah.
The Howe County man that we told you about that was arrested for being stopped in the middle of a county road over the weekend, and he was slumped over his steering wheel. Well, he has now been charged for having a pipe bomb in his car. Rodney D. Smith of Pomona is charged with unlawful possession, transport, manufacture, repair, or sale of an illegal weapon. When deputies got to his car this weekend, they say that they found him slumped over the wheel, and then they learned that he had a PVC pipe or homemade bomb somehow between his seats. That device had to be taken care of by the bomb squad. But all is well if it ends well, right? So There you go. Bipartisan legislation approved Monday in a committee would make it illegal to text while driving. The bill would carry a $50 fine for the first offense, plus 2 points against your driver's record, and then penalties would go up from there. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, is it already illegal? It is already illegal in Missouri for anyone under 21 to text while driving. But this new bill that is being proposed would expand it to everybody.
I'd be interested to know how many tickets they've written for kids who it is illegal for in doing that. And is there a difference between texting while driving and just being on the internet on your phone while driving, or being on Facebook while driving? You know what I mean? Because you can be on your phone doing a lot of different things. So I'd be curious to see how they enforce that, honestly.
How they define it. I mean,
And
honestly,
if they
if
do.
I remember this correctly from 09, it was 09, I do believe, when this happened, it was well defined. So I think it probably is.
Then that makes it even more difficult to police if it's well defined. If it's you have to be in the process of typing letters, texting.
No, I mean well defined in it's a broader sense if you're surfing on your phone.
Oh,
Not
it's
just
texting. It's just called texting while driving.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like a whole see, if I would have known that this was going to digress, then I would have looked this up beforehand.
I don't know
But
that I call this a
essentially,
digression.
the law already applies to those under 21, by the way, which is interesting, not 21 and over, but rather under 21. But this would extend it to everybody. So,
Okay.
anyway, I mean, but it's not just a text. It's if I'm, doing what I'm doing right now, which is searching on my phone while I'm driving down the road.
Anything on your phone. Okay.
Yeah. To send a text message from a handheld device while driving. So I don't know. I mean,
Well, that says text message.
there's the statute. That's what I was looking for. The actual statute. Let me read this 12-page statute and then get back to you. So you just keep going.
Yeah, I'll do this, and then you get back to us on that. A state rep from Missouri wants the state to recognize marriage as an act between two individuals rather than one exclusively between opposite sexes, like Missouri's Constitution currently says. Republican Chris Sander, who is openly gay, is aiming to redefine marriage within the state constitution. While Missouri does not recognize marriage outside of a man and a woman in its constitution, same-sex marriage, of course, can happen because of federal law. Missouri voters would have the final say on whether to recognize same-sex marriages in the state of Missouri if this is first approved by the General Assembly, which would then send it to a vote of constituents. In an effort to retain workers and hire new ones, state government employees are likely getting a raise. It's an 8.7% cost of living increase. That's what the governor has been shooting for and trying to get for state employees. So it's in the legislature now. It still has to go through the full Senate before it gets to the governor, who we know will sign it. This is for state workers, we should tell you, other than elected officials. Elected officials are not getting the pay raise. Initially, they were part of the deal getting a pay raise, but they have since been taken out of this. So this would be just state employees, not including elected officials.
Bummer for them. Once again, absentee voting is open for Missouri voters for Missouri's April election. Those unable to make it to the polls on election day can cast a ballot early if you have a valid reason at this point as to why you can't be there on the actual election day. Now, once we get a little closer to the election and we're within 2 weeks out, then you no longer have to provide the reason why you are voting early.
I did that. I did that the last election. I showed up, I think, the day before, and I stood in a line to vote absentee with no excuse the day before because it's real close to Convoy of Hope, so it's real close to work. But I ended up standing in line for longer there than I would have had I gone to the polls. But the
Yeah,
polls were on the other side of town for me.
I felt like, if I remember correctly, you were, like, excited about it. You were like, "Yeah, look what I did." Like, as if you were some stud muffin. Do you remember this? And I was like,
Stud
"Great." Or
muffin.
you could just go on election day like
Stud
I'm gonna
muffin.
do. Like, there's something about voting on election day, but you really wanted to you know why? It's because the rule changed and you didn't have to have a reason. And previously, you didn't ever have a reason? I mean, you actually used to have a good reason because news is insane on election day and it's hard to get away. But, anyway, yeah, stud muffin, that is the correct terminology,
I,
sir.
uh, I vaguely recall the stud muffin business.
That's funny. All right, before I move on, I read the statute. In
Please.
short, um, text messaging and is the key word, using a handheld mobile device while operating a motor vehicle. That is prohibited.
Okay, that's interesting because now if I'm looking at Google Maps, trying to get around town on my phone, which is on my dashboard, that could
This is
be
what
an
I live with, people. Stay off
I'm
your phone. That's the point. Like, if you say, "Sir, I don't know where I'm going. I was just looking at my map," and you can show them, like, I feel like most police officers would be like, "All right, pass." I
I'm
mean,
just
unless you're
trying to
driving
figure
like
out
a
the law.
moron, at which
I'm
point
just I'm just trying to figure out the law.
the letter of the law. It would have been funnier if you would have said the letter of the law.
No, because well, yeah, because police can follow the letter of the law. That's the problem.
They can, but are they
Well,
reasonable? Because the one time that I was thrown in jail, the question was it a reasonable direction from a police officer?
and the answer was a very emphatic no.
I know. So I got charges dropped. There you
Well,
go.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this if the letter of the law isn't clear, then you can get a ticket for looking at Google Maps.
It's clear. It's all written out. I just was
Just
reading
saying.
the heading there.
Just saying.
All right. Speaking of driving, oftentimes getting to and from work can be difficult if you do not have a set of wheels of your own. So there is a nonprofit in Branson that is hoping to help with that called Elevate Branson. The group has introduced a motorized scooter initiative for Stone and Taney counties. The nonprofit wants to partner with businesses there to provide scooters to the employees who might not have wheels of their own.
Wow.
Business partnerships, by the way, with Elevate Branson start at $200 per month. And if you're interested, maybe you have workers who sometimes don't show up on time because they have transportation issues, which is honestly common. If that's the case, you can reach out to Elevate Branson if your company would like to take part and perhaps get scooters at your place of business to help your workers.
What a great idea. I hope that works. I think that's a great idea. Businesses can get involved, get people to work because that's a problem and solve a problem. I think that's great. Good
I
work.
love it. I hope it takes off as well. I mean, in bigger cities, they don't have that same problem because you have the metro or better busing. I mean, Springfield has great busing at this point, but Branson is different. It's a big enough city that there's a lot of people who go to work there, but small enough that they don't have public transportation. So this is like the perfect size place. So,
Yeah. I think it's great. I
hey,
hope it
Elevate
works.
Branson, let us know how this goes for you because we'll come do a
Yeah.
story with you.
I hope it works. I hope it works. This weekend, a couple things going on. Big Daddy Daughter Dance is coming up. It's on Saturday at Doling Park in Springfield. There will be catered dinner, music, dancing, and some special surprises for dads and daughters or nieces or whoever you want to take, whoever needs a father figure to go with them. This year's theme is fairy tale for girls and their dad, their uncle, stepfather, any special adult man in their life can take them. Grandpa, ages 3 and up, $40 per couple. And then if there's additional girls that are going along, then it's $15 for each additional girl. You can get a hold of the Greene County Park Board to get registered for that. But that, again, is Saturday at Doling Park. And I remember going to those daddy-daughter dances, and they were always fun. Daughters had a lot of fun. A lot of dads were standing around because all the girls would want to go dance with themselves and leave all the dads just kind of standing. But that's fun.
If memory serves me correctly, you shed tears at one of them.
When
Caroline was in
did.
kindergarten. He's such a softie.
I probably did. Yeah. Yeah. I miss those
Also,
days.
for the old fogies in the listening audience, I know that you guys will remember Kara Connolly, who used to anchor KY3 News at 5. We love Kara Connolly. It's been a long time since I've talked to her, but anywho, we went to her wedding and her real name is Caroline. And they played the song Sweet Caroline for Kara Connolly to dance with her dad, or her father figure. I assume it was her dad. I guess I don't know that for sure, but was it her dad? Yeah. So Ethan, I'm literally nursing Caroline. That's how old Caroline was. She was still nursing. So, and Ethan was sobbing like a baby because they were playing Sweet Caroline. And he was like, one day Caroline's probably going to get married. And this is the song that we're probably going to dance to. And I'm like, she's literally still nursing.
That's true. That'll make me cry just thinking about it.
Your eyes are getting red.
I know.
If you're listening in your car, you can't see his eyeballs. But if you're watching on Facebook, you can see that his eyeballs are literally the thought of it. The thought of it. You guys, I love that. Isn't that so sweet?
She's 13 now, so it's closer than ever. So it's killing me.
Yeah. Surely another couple decades, though, before the actual marriage, right? We can hope. One can hope.
Hey, also this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the annual Lawn and Garden Show, which that's a sure sign that spring is right around the corner. More than 100 exhibitors will be on hand, all things lawn, garden, outside, where we've been over the last couple of, several days now. It's been warm, so I hope you've been outside. Sarah and I on, what day was that, Saturday or Sunday?
No, Monday, because you were off work.
Oh, Monday. We just sat out in the driveway in lawn chairs, and the kids were playing basketball and foursquare, and we just sat and soaked up the sun because we like to do that and don't get the chance to just sit there very often. So we did.
Yeah, it was great.
Tickets for this, the Lawn and Garden Show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Springfield, $5 at the door. Kids 6 and under are free. And it, of course, is at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds, Eplex, this weekend.
That is always fun. I enjoy it. All right. Some American companies do this, but not too many. But now I'm wondering if that could be changing. We are talking about a 4-day work week. Sounds pretty nice, huh? In the UK, they just did a study over multiple companies that moved to a 4-day work week as part of a trial to see how it went. And now they are reporting successful results. In a 6-month trial, 61 British companies ranging from banks to fast food restaurants to marketing agencies gave workers a paid day off per week. The companies found the shorter work week helped greatly with turnover and absenteeism while maintaining productivity. So that's the key. Now, out of these 61 companies, more than 90% of them say that they want to continue testing this shorter work week. And 18 of the 61 say it's already done. We're making it permanent. Welcome to your 4-day life.
Interesting. I like the idea of that. I assume they're working 4 10s, right? So
yes.
They're not working fewer hours. They're just working one fewer day by working a couple more hours each day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Convoy of Hope does something similar. We do half day Fridays. So we work 9-hour days, Monday through Thursday. And then Fridays are typically a 4-hour day, 8 to noon. And we're, those of us who can be, whenever we can be, are off. Sometimes duty calls and we have things that we have to do. And that's just part of the job. But as a general rule, most people get off at noon on Friday, which I got to tell you is very, very nice. And I think that I would be willing to work 1 extra hour each day, Monday through, although they would throw off our practices and stuff at night. So it may be difficult, but I like the idea of 410s to have a 3-day weekend every week. That would be nice.
Do you remember when I did 410s at KY3?
No.
Yesteryear?
I don't. I remember
I
a lot of
did.
other people at KY3, or not a lot of other people, but photogs.
Yeah, I did 410s for a season of life. I think maybe when I was nightside.
I was going to say that was before we had kids. Sure.
Yeah, it was before we had children. But it was when my then boss, Jeff, had me coming in on Saturday mornings to do the little cut-ins. Remember this?
Oh, before the
Before the
Saturday
show, before it
morning
was an
newscast
actual
started?
Yep. So I did 410s. I will tell you that in news, it was fantastic because you're honestly there for 10 hours. You can be there for 10 hours and work all 10 of those hours pretty easily. Now, at Convoy, that would have been hard for me because there are certain jobs where you need the time to speed up. And then there are other jobs like news where you need the time to slow down. So you look at the time and you see the time and you're like, I need more hours in this day to get this stuff done because it's a hard deadline. So depends on the work. It could a 10-hour day in some careers would feel really long, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true. We're already at 9. So one more I could handle, I think. But it is a long day. I mean, it's a long day.
Yeah.
You're working from 7 to 5. That's a long
Yeah.
day. But if it's productivity is the thing, that's what it comes down to. And if businesses find that it's productive to do it, as they're finding in the UK, then I got to think that more US businesses are going to start to go that way.
Well, this is actually the second story that we've done on this. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about this several months ago. And there were some US companies that also tested it. And they too reported higher productivity. Higher productivity and less turnover. Which turnover is the name of the game these days. It's hard to get people who want to stay and work.
Right.
I was talking to a coffee shop owner, a local coffee shop. I guess I won't call him out. I mean, not that it matters, but anyway, he had hired in like a calendar year. I think he said he had like 102 W-9s. And it's like a small coffee shop. And that's how
So
many
they work for 2
workers
weeks and then don't
had
show up?
come and gone, come and gone, come and gone. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like you get them trained and then they leave, basically.
Brutal.
So
Yeah, I think that happens all over the place these days. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I guess they can go from job to job and not have to worry about it, but man, oh man. That's
I don't know.
exhausting as a small business owner.
It's
It's
exhausting
like
as an employee. Like stay put
maddening.
somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because then you
Yeah.
have to relearn the system. You got to relearn. I don't know.
You know who I blame? Millennials.
You blame millennials for everything. I
Yes,
am
I
a
do.
millennial.
Yes, I do. I blame millennials for everything. It's more fun to blame millennials for everything. They call me boomer, even though it's not true. I call them worthless. Just kidding. Just kidding. I like to have
He
fun with
really is
millennials.
kidding. See, when people can't see your face, they just hear your voice. They're like, "What a jerk!" But he was joking.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of people just listen. We're kidding. We kid. All right.
Kid,
Hey,
we
have a
kid.
great
And I'm a
day.
millennial, so you got that. You did marry one.
Hey, we forgot to do weather. Storms this morning, if you haven't already noticed. Later this morning, there will be storms. Cold front's moving in. The high of 68, which maybe will happen as the storms roll in and then the temperature drop throughout the day. And then sunny tomorrow, 47. Friday, 48. We're already almost at Friday. That's nice. Maybe again rain on Saturday, and temperature 54. Sunday, 61. So I think I'm going to go on record, and I think we're done with winter. I hope I just didn't jinx anything. But again, I'm a
Nice.
pretend meteorologist, so
He plays one on TV. All
don't
right.
put much stock in that.
Happy Wednesday. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you.
Bye.